Hello, welcome to Krafting Kitty. My name is Erin, and it's Sunday, but it's still time for my weekly roundup. Yeah! So what is a weekly roundup? It's basically where I go through my week generally in crafting, and sometimes we talk about the books I'm reading. But let's pop in. Oh, also, before I forget, I'm going to open the next stitch marker of the day. So I have the 4th of July set of stitch markers from Miss Ellie at Ellie Leva's Crafts and More. Here's the set. Here is stitch marker number 6 in the 4th of July set. I really like these stickers. They are so cute. And of course, all of the stitch markers have been adorable. Oops. Let's see. I've stopped trying to open them nicely and I just tear in. Ooh, nice. Okay, so the backing this time, one side is red with white polka dots. The other one has birds and like pinwheels and flowers all over it. Isn't that cute? Okay, so the stitch marker is awesome. It says the USA in lettered beads and it's got red, white, and blue beads. Nice. Very cool. Very awesome. Thank you, Ellie. I love it, as I do all of them. And this one has silver and it's one of the lobster claw ones. So let's put this one with the flag one. Yeah, there we go. Well, there's multiple flag ones. Kind of one of the first ones with a big wooden star flag. There we go. The set is going. So be sure to check out her channel and contact her if you are interested in getting one of her sets. Now, this week I have a lot of finished objects. I was a busy bee. One of them I can't show you because it's going to be sent off to Miss Colleen, and the others I can. So I'm going to show you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things this week. So the biggest news, I'm sure you can see behind me, I finished the Cozy Cardigan from Krista at the Secret Yarnery. So I did not do the extra, she did like a collar and an extra kind of granny cluster around the arms. I didn't do that because I tried it, I started it, and I didn't think it was showing up very well in the black, and I kind of just liked it as it was, so I just stopped. But here it is in all of its cozy glory. Ooh, yeah, I like it. It's fun, it's cozy. I'm glad I kept going when I thought maybe it's done and I added the 4 extra rows, because it does give it the nice roominess so I can wrap up. Here we go. Fashion show. Fashion. But there it is. I am so excited to have this done. Now, other finished objects. I made one more washcloth in my experiment to learn more or get better, just practice my Tunisian crochet. This was, I do not remember whose tutorial this was. It will be linked down below. It's just Tunisian simple crochet stitch washcloth, and this is very nice. I really like the texture of that stitch there. I think it's going to be a very nice washcloth. So there we go. I'm using, this is the Americana big twist cotton, and this one took half a ball. So out of one of those little big twist cottons, you could get 2 of these, which is super awesome. I like it. So this is going to go in with my other one, which is behind Betty there. And I think, so I still have 2 full skeins of the Americana. And I'm going to finish those up, see how many washcloths I have, and I might send it off at that point. But I'm going to send these off to the Project Starfish. If you watch Heather from Strings and Threads, she has a video. A group reached out to her looking for scrubbies. They are specifically looking for body scrubbies and washcloths. So none for kitchen, but just for the body. So yeah, the really rough stuff probably isn't going to be good, but it is a group that supports veterans. So that video came out, I was using this yarn and it was like perfect. So that's where that's going. Once I finish, I'm thinking about 5 or 6, I'll send them off, and there we go. The other finished objects I did 2 hats for my LYS challenge this week, and both hats, I used the Juniper Moon Farm Bud. It says spun with GOTS, G-O-T-S, organic Peruvian cotton. It's 100% cotton. It is 109 yards. This is a bulky 5, and the colorway I have is 131. It doesn't have a name, but it's a lovely purple. I will give you one guess as to who picked it out. The first hat I made was, here's the other label. I have finally made, I have not made BagODay's chocolate bonbon beanie. This is not the original chocolate bonbon beanie. She has a second version of the chocolate bonbon beanie where she uses bulky weight yarn. She said she had to modify the pattern slightly to get it to work in a bulky. The original is in a 4-weight. So that's what I followed. This is the 5-weight version. This one used exactly 1 hank of that yarn, and I am missing 1, 2, 3, 4. I was 5 stitches short on my single crochet to end it. So I don't think once you're wearing it, that's gonna show much. So I just closed it off and said I'm gonna start working on another hat with the other one. But I love this. I am proud of this, and I do have my next yarn picked out, and I think I'm going to make the original 4-weight chocolate bonbon beanie with that yarn. It's going to be the I showed it on the channel, the Malabrigo Rios in the chameleon colorway. And then the other one, I just wanted to play, so I freehanded my very own beanie. And that's all this is a freehand beanie. I'm showing you where the seam is. And there it is. This fits the kids perfectly. And it fits both of them. And I can get it on my head. So I would say this is child through small adult. I've got a big head, so I would call my head a large adult size. But if I could at least get it on my head. But for both Bingo and Chomps, if you fold it up like that, it's a perfect beanie on them. And then they have all this nice cover for their ears. Or they can leave it long, and on Bingo, it is the cutest slouch hat ever. And I mean, everything's cute on her, let's be honest. But yeah, so I am going to do a tutorial on this hat. I've got a plan. It's a plan. I know the LYS yarn is not always the easiest to obtain for everyone. So I did go out and get some puzzle yarn, which I think is a very accessible, easy to get 5-weight. So I'll do the tutorial in that. But yeah, this hat literally took 1 hank of this. So you only need about 100 yards. This is 109 yards. There was some left over for this hat. So I'm going to say 100 yards, maybe 110 to be safe, of a 5-weight yarn. So if you want to get your bulky yarns ready, I don't think that tutorial will take me too terribly long. I keep talking about tutorials. I am this close to finishing the pants tutorial for the crocheted pants I made for Bingo. I just need to finish. It's just the little fiddly bits, and I need to find time to get the filming done. It's so frustrating. Okay, but it's on me. So I don't know why. I'm just venting and blabbing at this point. Okay, so final finished object that I can show you is from my, I put the book away. The Cute Crochet Cute Critters book from Sarah Zimmerman. This is Repeat Crafter Me on YouTube. I've been trying to work on my amigurumi, so I had a bag here. Chomps has been asking for the X-ray fish, and he wanted it in red and sparkle yarn. I made it. Oh, it's got my hair. That's okay. It's a little wonky. It's okay. He says it makes it look like it's wiggling. So what happened was I realized I did not read the pattern close enough. So the chain is right. I looked at her picture to get this centered right. I messed up and left out about 3 rows at the tail section. So you're supposed to do a bunch of decreases, and then you have like a 3-row section where you're just supposed to crochet evenly around, and then you do a couple more decreases. I missed that you were supposed to do multiple rows of the crochet around, so I just did, you know, you do a decrease and then you do a crochet. You do a decrease, you do a crochet. You do a decrease, you do a crochet, and I just kept that pattern up. And yeah, I didn't realize it until I went to go sew the main kind of spine one on, that it was too long because I was missing some rows. So yeah, I just tried to force it. I guess I could have pulled out the chain and made it smaller, but I just went with it. I think it looks fun. He's happy with it, and that's really all that matters. So my only issue with the pattern was there was not good instructions on how to attach this kind of top. This is the dorsal fin. It was just like, attach it. I was like, well, how? But that's okay. I think I figured out something looking at the picture, and I think it's cute. And like I said, he's happy with it, and that's all that matters. You can't really see, I think, the sparkle, but this is just red heart, and this is red heart sparkle. And yeah, so this is sparkle, these are sparkle, and the skeleton is sparkle. He chose his eyes, and he wanted mismatched eyes. So one is gray and one is orange. Those are easy enough requests to fulfill, and as long as he's happy with it, I don't care. So yeah, there we go. That is moving along. I used my Furls wooden 5mm crochet hook on that because she suggests 4 weight yarn and a 5mm crochet hook for all of the patterns in that book. She specifically uses Premier Basics, I believe. That was just scrap yarn I had hanging around, which is what I really am enjoying about amigurumi. It takes a lot less yarn than I ever thought it did. But yeah, I quite enjoy this book, so I would highly recommend it. I got it. You will often see it with a pretty good deal on Amazon, but yeah, check out other places. This is one of the first crochet books I purchased. And that concludes the finished objects portion of the day. We are now going to look at a couple of whips, and my whip pile is dwindling because I finished a couple of big things that came out of that pile. So, and I'm almost done with another larger item, which is very exciting. I am so excited. I have got, like, you know how every once in a while in your crafting, you just get like this fire under you to finish some of the longer standing whips? I've got that fire. So I'm planning on using it and burning through some of these whips. But first, let's do the Fridays with Fred, because I skipped Fridays with Fred on Friday to do some other videos. And here we go. Fridays with Fred. That's when I'm working through this book, Knitting the Neighborhood. It is the official knitting patterns of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And we voted at the beginning. I nominated one pattern each from each section, and we voted, and the Beginnings cardigan was chosen as the first project I would make. I am making it for my husband, Brian. I have finished the back panel. I have finished the left front panel. I'm now working on the right front panel. And of the projects this week, this one got the least amount of attention, but I still made very good progress in my opinion. So that's okay. We had some big storms roll through, and when we have big storms, the kids don't like big storms. So we do a camp out in the basement, and we, you know, have like a little party, and they get to sleep in the basement, and it's a fun event then instead of a scary storm. So for those nights, I was not upstairs, putting them to sleep and things. And like, you know, once they fall asleep, they're old enough where we can go through the house and do things now. I still don't feel super comfortable leaving them alone on one of the floors. So I kind of hang out in the master bedroom, and that's where this one lives. And so not hanging out there, you're not sitting next to it and you're not working on it. But there you go. I worked from the purple stitch marker all the way up. So a good amount of rows. That's a good couple of inches. And, you know, every stitch is progress, as Shannon said. And, yep, everything pushes it forward. So I'm excited. It's going to get done pretty quick now that I've got the back done and the one front panel done. Second front panel won't take long. And to me, the sleeves always go kind of fast. Like faster than I think they will. I've got this in my Whisk bee bag that I won from Dee at Dee's Creative Hands. Thank you, Dee. It is holding up really well. I'm very impressed with the quality of that bag. I've been using it for the entirety of this project, and it's holding up very well. What will I show next? Okay, so I've been working on a knit hat for my LYS challenge, and I made some progress on that. This I'm using Wonderland yarns. Oh, Fridays with Fred, I'm using, the color is Chestnut. The yarn is Hayfield Bonus Aran Tweed. I got it from the Wool Warehouse. It's gigantic 400-gram balls. And so far, I am still working on my first ball. And like I said, I've done the back panel and one of the front panels. And I really think the first ball is going to hold out for the entire other front panel. But we'll see. I got it from the Wool Warehouse. I thought it was quite affordable. It's 20% wool. It was like £11.99 at the time. I don't know what it costs now. For this hat, I'm using Wonderland Yarns Silk Twist. The colorway is Glowworm. And here's the yarn caked up. It is so pretty. Oh, I'm sorry, I should tell you. It is 72% superwash merino wool and 28% mulberry silk. This is a 3-weight. And here is the hat. I am continuing to work on the brim. So this hat is knit. Oh, it's going to pull a bunch of yarn, but that's okay. It's knit from the bottom up, and you do a provisional cast on because you're going to pull that cast on, fold it up, and knit it together to create a double thick brim. So that's why you're doing such a long row of 1x1 rib. 1x1 rib just takes me forever. I don't know if other knitters feel the same, but plain 1x1 rib, I just find a little tedious and boring. I'm sorry, I've said it out loud, but that's okay. And I'm supposed to do that for 6 inches. Last measurement, I was at 4.5 inches. So we are slouching towards the finish line on it, but we are getting there. And I have honestly avoided that technique for making hats, so I am very excited to be finally giving it a go. That where you fold it over and then knit it together to make the double thickness brim. I've been avoiding that. I'm now realizing I had one additional finished item to show you. The socks! The socks! This is in a bag by Queen's Crafts by Bridget. It is one of her larger sock pouches. And, you know, if you tell her you want the big sock bag with the handle, I'm sure she'll know what you're talking about. So I did finish the one, oops, did I just dump? I just dumped a whole bunch of stitch markers out of the bag. I finished the first sock in Chomps' strawberry sock set. Here we go. This is the first time this has happened to me in making a pair of socks, which I'm saying this is the first time when this is my 3rd pair of socks. But I did have here where I did the gusset, I had some holes develop here, and I did have to go in and correct that. But I was very happy I had started with Crazy Sock Lady's vanilla pattern on 9-inch circs, because she shows you how to fix that in that pattern. So I was prepared and was able to just zoop, zoop, zoop and cinch it on up. And there's still a little bit of a gap, but not much. I think it'll be just fine. And then I have begun the next sock. It's a start. Everything is progress. It's a start. So yeah, plowing ahead on that. For this one, I'm using the Premier Fruits sock yarn, and there is a knitted kids sock pattern that comes up when you look at that yarn on premier.com, and that is the pattern I am using. I did modify the toe because I started doing it how they were doing it, and I thought it would come out too pointy. So I did the toe in the style of the vanilla socks from the Crazy Sock Lady. So I did that decreased pattern rather than the decreased pattern on the Premier sock pattern. So I guess it's a slightly modified version, but that's okay. And now the final whip I have is my Sally Wrap. Because I finished these two bigger projects, I was able to get to work on the Sally Wrap. And she is almost done. So this is the start. That's where I'm working. I actually think it could be done right now, but I'm going to add one more pattern repeat. Just one, but this is so much fun. Oh, I love it. This is using Karen Latte Cakes in the colorway Kissy Kissy. And this is a BagODay pattern. You might be saying, Erin, why are you calling this the Sally Wrap if it's the BagODay pattern? Because I got one cake of Kissy Kissy on clearance from my Michaels, and I asked on one of Angela from My Precious Yarneries videos where she was showing latte cakes if anybody had a nice pattern that was a one cake wonder for a latte cake. Because, you know, I didn't just want to do a hat or something like that. And Sally was kind enough to say, I've got a bunch of Kissy Kissy. Let me know if you want some. And she sent me a cake so I could make this BagODay wrap. It is just called Easy Crochet Wrap. It will be linked down below. But Crystal does the wrap in the pure white, and it's gorgeous. I believe this is equally gorgeous. It is so pretty. I love it, and it's so cozy and warm. So this is going to end up using 1.5. So this contains, I started with the cake Sally sent me. So this contains the entire Sally cake and about half of the cake I had gotten on clearance, which is perfect because Bingo has, of course, fallen in love with the furry yarn. And I will use the rest to make her maybe a hat and cowl for next year because the girl loves her hats. She loves to accessorize. That is her thing. So yeah, that is moving super close. Oh, I can put another yarn band in my box of bands. And yeah. So yeah, remember I am collecting the yarn bands from everything that I finish. And we're going to play a game with that at the end of the year. For the Sally Wrap, I am using my Yarnus crochet hook set that I got from Amazon. I believe it's a Clover Amour knockoff. And it's very nice. I like it. I'm using the 6.5 millimeter. Very nice. I really like that set. I think that's all I have in way of crafting. I'm taking a quick look. Yeah. So I've also spent some time trying to reorganize the craft room this week. I got a new camera and computer set up to try to make videos differently and like not use the ring light and stuff like that. So we're still trying to set that up, get all the cords I need and figure out how to set that up in the room. And yeah, that's that. That's also part of why I haven't really been able to get to the table where I do my tutorials, because I've kind of got multiple tripods set up trying to figure out what's going to work with the new camera. And yeah, it's some effort, but I think in the end it's going to be very beneficial. So I'm very excited for that. And it's going to clear out a lot of space on my phone. Making these videos just using your phone, you don't realize how big the videos are, how much space they take up on your phone. It can be quite a lot. I need that space for pictures of the kids. Come on. The other thing I have been reading, but I have not been reading my The Wise Man's Fear, the next book in the King Killer Chronicles. I've been trying to finish The House Witch, which was the book Ray from Ray's Yarn Addiction recommended to me, and I am thoroughly enjoying it. But it's on my phone, on my Kindle, on my phone. So I've been reading with every, you know, if we're eating lunch or something, I'm reading my book slyly on the side. So yep, that's what I've been reading, and I'm enjoying it. I'm almost done. I think I have about 10 chapters left. And they go quick. It's a fun little book. It's an easy, it's kind of a cozy romantic fantasy is what they call it. And I would agree. It's not, oh, I have a funny story, but it's not, there's not a lot of naughty bits or anything like that. So when it says romantic fantasy, you think, oh, is it too naughty? There are not naughty bits. I took the kids to Half Price Books because at the beginning of the year, I got a calendar with some coupons. There was a coupon that was expiring, so I was like, we better use a coupon, right? And so the kids were picking out their books, and at the front table, they had a display of like popular books. And I have been seeing this book all over like Instagram. I'm not on TikTok, but I see a lot of like book talk reels on Facebook and Instagram. So I've been seeing this book all over those. I don't know much about what it's about, but I know it's been very highly rated. It's The Priory of the Orange Tree. So I saw it, they had it there. It's like, I'm going to use my coupon and buy that for myself, because the coupons are like 10% off your total purchase. So I threw that in the basket, and we're walking back to the kids' books, and a woman walks past me. She looks down. She looks up at me. She says, that didn't have enough smut in it for me. And just walked away. I'm like, is there smut? I don't know. So I might have purchased a slightly naughty book. I don't know. My understanding is it's kind of like a fantasy fun in that genre, and people really like it. It's pretty highly rated. So I will let you know if the random lady in Half Price Books was right about it not having enough smut. I don't know. I don't read kind of the juicier romance books. I have read Outlander. That's probably about the juiciest series I've read, if that gives you any indication. And I have no idea what I'm in for now. I have no idea. So let me know if you have read it. Am I in for more than I am prepared for? I have zero preparation. But as I said, I have read Outlander, the entire series, but Bees. I haven't read Bees yet. That's still on my table, but I have it. Brian actually bought it for me for Christmas when it first came out. So it's been sitting there for far too long, and I need to get it off that table. But we're working towards it. Okay. I will stop blabbering and talk to you later. Bye-bye.